Hello. Thanks for getting on early. Appreciate it. I enjoy the rest of my dinner here. This is macaroni and cheese with applesauce. Don't knock it till you try it, okay? It'd be helpful if I put my glasses on so I can see the clock. Where are we at on time here? We are officially 1 minute away from official start time, but again, thanks for the couple people who are joining already. Appreciate it. Make sure you say hello in the chat box. Let me know you're here. Let me know who you are. Okay. Again, just finishing up my dinner here. Again, macaroni and cheese with applesauce. Yes, the applesauce is on top of the macaroni and cheese. It's a snowstorm delicacy. If you're not here in the Northeast, we have snow up to my armpits. Not quite, but wine-wise, I actually have a bunch of wine. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to, since I run this for about an hour, welcome to stay or go, whatever, in and out. I have 4 wines. I'm going to do one basically every 15 minutes, roughly. So I have 2 from Aunt Moore in New Zealand. Let's get that there. Let's make it a little better angle. And then, so that's a Sauvignon Blanc and a Pinot Noir. Rosé of Pinot Noir to be more accurate. Technically, it still is Pinot Noir. And then I have 2 from Kendall Jackson, the Jackson Family Wines. This is the actual Kendall Jackson Avant. Get a better angle. My lighting is not good tonight. Holy cow, you can't see that at all. But anyway, it's the Kendall Jackson Avant. And then I'm going to finish up with the Murphy Good Cabernet. So I think that's the way I'm going to roll. Get my one last bite in there. That's more than enough, actually. Just had the pleasure of trying these wines today, actually, for a meeting for work. Figured might as well come live tonight and enjoy them with some people here. See how we do. So again, this is an Aunt Moore project as well. Okay, I'm gonna have to use at some point in time do something about that lighting. So I'm not gonna show you any more white labels. Apparently, you can't see them at all. So this in particular Sauvignon Blanc is from a more southern valley in the Marlborough section of New Zealand. So it's a little cooler climate. They get a lot more wind off the ocean, apparently. Not really the ocean there, actually. It's like a bay, but definitely south of like that Cloudy Bay area. And that's just, whew. That aroma is so expressive. It just jumped right out. That's all sorts of grapefruit and cut grass. Very, very typical Sauvignon Blanc, but very intense aromas. And it is exactly what I tasted this afternoon. Super high acidity, but not to the point where it's abrasive or off-putting. It's just really good acidity. Mouth-watering, they would say. No, not really. Grapefruit, grapefruity. Maybe a little passion fruit going on there, uh, but not like a California melony pineapple kind of Sauvignon Blanc. This is definitely New Zealand. No doubt about it. Straight up New Zealand. Again, a lot of cut grass, not asparagus either. Some Sauvignon Blancs from New Zealand have that asparagus aroma, which I really don't care for, and taste too, for that matter. Not my favorite. So, that's really good. So, you're enjoying a beverage yourself this evening on a snowy night? Did you get yourself shoveled out? Again, let me know in the comments. Let me know how you're doing. Um, yeah, harass some people, see if we. Other than there's a notification that I just went live. How about that? That's awesome. All right. Get that out, and let's go to the group here too. Facebook's constantly changing stuff. I can't find where to put stuff sometimes. It's really annoying. Repost. Am I the one who has that problem? Facebook and Instagram too, for that matter, change stuff all the time. Although some of the new Instagram changes I really enjoy. Took me a minute, and actually I have 3 different Instagram accounts, and every page looks different. I don't know what that's about. Guess because one's personal, one's business, and one's a creator account. I guess, but I don't know. It's really a pain. I'm live. All right. So on that newsfeed too. All right. Yeah, no. I mean, I still have the Franzia here. If you want to come get it, in fact, I'll even deliver it to you tomorrow, not tonight. But I'll be happy to drop that off to a good home. If somebody wants that Franzia, you're welcome to it. I will not be drinking it. That's 5 liters of wine that will either go in the garbage or maybe somebody wants it to cook with. For that, I mean, I don't do that much cooking that I need 5 liters of wine to cook with anyway. Maybe I need a cup or two, in which case I will buy a wine that I'm willing to drink and just use a cup of it for cooking. Yeah, that was terrible. Thanks for watching, though. I do appreciate that, but yeah, that was not good at all. That's so good. That Sauvignon Blanc's delicious. I'm going to highly recommend that. I think a month or so that'll be coming to the store. That will be replacing. If you come out to the stores, you may know our 3 Stones brand. This will be replacing the 3 Stones brand. 3 Stones will be going away. I'm going to guess it's going to come in around $9.99, maybe $10.99. Is what it'll hit on the shelves for. Not my price, but my price will be probably right around where yours comes in at. Not minding you away too many trade secrets here. That's being bottled as a private label for us. So it's available. I forget where they said it's by the glass right now, somewhere in New York. Fresh, not Fresh Direct. I don't think Fresh Warehouse, Fresh something. I don't know. Apparently, it's a chain in a few states, but not New Jersey. So I'm not really familiar with it. So you're enjoying anything yourself this evening? You have might be some organic prosecco going on over there. Just a couple more minutes for this Sauvignon Blanc here, and actually no, more than a couple more minutes. I can relax and enjoy the rest of this then. So I'm trying to get this a little more structured for happy hours. I will maybe pull out a surprise somewhere along the line. If you want to come over and finish doing mine, you're more than welcome to. I shuffled about, I don't know, 90% of mine and then gave up. So I have a little bit more to go. Just the very end of the driveway where snowplows made it all, stacked up and hard. All that icy snow at the end of the driveway. That's what I have left to do. So I'll get back out there at some point in time. But a couple glasses of wine will make that a little easier. Mm-hmm. So I believe that was. It says 12.5% alcohol. Okay. Apparently, some people don't know how to read. And we went live at 7 o'clock, not when I first posted the notification that I would be going live. So, so 12.5% is pretty light alcohol. Cooler climate kind of makes sense. But that's something I definitely enjoy. I like a wine with a lower alcohol content. I'm not real excited about some of the new wines. I say new wines. They're the same old wines, but thanks to global warming, that alcohol content continues to go up in a lot of places. It's not my favorite thing. I wish they would kind of try to figure out a way around that to try to hold that alcohol level down. Fortunately, sometimes they try to make some manipulations to try to balance out that alcohol, which is not always a good thing either. So I prefer a more natural style of wine with, again, that lower alcohol content. You should be able to enjoy a bottle of wine with dinner and not have to worry about it. Right now, you drink a bottle of wine with dinner, you're really taking a chance at going home, and having problems with the police. Yeah, we had another participant for a second. and they bounced off. All right. So now I guess we got a couple more minutes till 7:15, and I'll switch over to the Chardonnay at that point from Kendall Jackson. Just kind of working our way through lightest to darkest. Um, Mr. Spider Marketing, how are you watching this anyway? Are you watching this on a tablet or this line's been out for a little while now? Maybe I want to say 2014. Are you looking on your phone? Okay. Just want to make sure you can actually you're commenting on your phone, so that's good. So I was wondering, a lot of people I know would be looking on their phone. Nice. While you're exercising, so I guess you're not drinking at least. At least I don't know. Maybe that's a thing nowadays. Wine yoga. You see that wine yoga all the place. I'm your wine class. Really? Hmm. So where on your phone? Where does the chat button? Do you have to hit something to find the tap? Other people are telling me they can see all your chat, but they can't see where to actually type chat. So now for me, it's in the bottom right hand side. Um, I can type stuff there. I don't know why I would, because you're listening to me. I'll just type hello. It says chat below. Oh, now you can't see the video. Okay. Uh, hmm, I don't know what to tell you there, Heidi. I can't tell you. You were able to say something, but now you can't see the video. Anyway, it's time for me to move on to the next wine. And apparently the dog came in and left. Just opened the door and left. Okay. Thanks there, dog. So again, so this is the Kendall Jackson Avant. It's an unoaked. It's an unoaked Chardonnay. Chardonnays tend not to be my favorite wines. I do like a good Burgundy. Yes, white Burgundy is Chardonnay. Stuck on my headset here. All right. Little light oaking of Chardonnay is not a bad thing, though. This is unoaked. I know a lot of people right now are big on this style of wine. It's okay. Chardonnay grows everywhere in the world. It's really an easy grape to grow. I think it's really hard to do it well. There are a few places that really do it well. There are some places that just make a messy, buttery oak bomb. Again, not my thing. especially after the acidic Sauvignon Blanc. This is good. It's got, probably don't know if you can see the body on that. It's got some good legs. Let's see. Check the alcohol content and etc. on this. Kendall Jackson Chardonnay still continues to be one of the most popular Chardonnays out there. As far as like a value brand, this should be about $12.99 on the shelf at this point. Just 13.5% alcohol, so we got a little higher alcohol content. California, so it's going to be a little warmer climate. Vineyard stewardship, family owned. I believe they're the 9th biggest winery out there right now. Gallo being number 1, and Gallo just bought a whole bunch more brands through Constellation, so they're just going to go through the roof. I think they do. I don't know if that was bottles or gallons, like 70 million anyway. And Kendall Jackson's like 6 million. Whether that's cases or bottles or gallons of wine, liters of wine, I'm not 100% sure. But anyway, the difference between 6 million and 70 million is huge, regardless of how you want to look at it. So, so very lemon apple. Turn this light up a little bit. Let's see if this does anything for me. It makes my head look bright. Yes, there goes. My head looks not terrible. Not too shiny, right? Gotta look pretty for the camera, you know. Stainless steel tanks. Obviously, it was not oaked. It's in stainless steel. And then a whole bunch of nonsense. Back labels on wines can be great, or they can be total garbage. Especially, I find ones coming from Italy for some reason. No offense for those of you who are listening who know about Italian wine. I don't know who they pay to translate those things, but they do an awful job 90% of the time. They really, if they make sense in English, they're really not good information in general. On the flip side, I know a lot of people are, companies at least, are going to more of a nutritional value style label. With a lot of calorie content and all that sort of stuff. I'm not sure wine needs to have that sort of detail on the back label either, but the pineapple taste on Chardonnay would typically come from more of a warm weather climate. Again, California, very typical. If you're going to get those bright tropical fruit flavors, they're probably coming from a warmer climate. They're not coming. That's again why I prefer the Burgundy style, a little more refined taste. Of course, a lot more expensive in a lot of cases as well. Again, just like you would find pineapples and papayas and those type of fruits in a warmer climate, those sort of flavors and aromas come out in grapes in the warmer climate. So. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm sure it's cheaper. I'm sure it's better for them just to use Google Translate. Or, they find their niece who took a semester of English and use them to do the translating. But the back labels tend to be, again, pretty terrible. This is a lot of lemon, apple, and like you were saying, a touch of pineapple, I would think, on there. Um, Good. Mm. I guess as a good alternative to Chardonnay, or if you were ready to move from a Pinot Grigio up to a Chardonnay, if you wanted to drink this as sort of a stepping stone wine, moving from Pinot Grigio, personally, a little flat in most cases, is not, it's great for drinking outside on the porch or at the beach. It's not something I really drink with food typically. Just doesn't have enough character to me to work with food. It does all right. Again, a good stepping stone in between the two. Heidi, I'm not sure you're still watching, but we were discussing earlier my macaroni and cheese with applesauce. I know you make fun of me for that all the time. I don't know. On the bright side, right now, I see a lot of more value Amarones coming on the market, which definitely tends to see people drinking them. Again, the style has lightened up a little bit, makes it a little more approachable to a lot of people. So that's always a nice thing. But I think the most important thing for them is to get out of that $50 and up range and make sure they still have a couple that can be introductory for people, so that they can to bring people into the fold. Everyone's make some lovely wines. Some of the classics out of Italy, outside of Brunello and Barolo and Barbaresca. Amarone's right up there with them. So again, the most important thing I think is to keep it a little accessible. I think you're starting to see a few more around that $25, $29 range, which is a little more accessible. All right, excuse me while I check email while I'm here. Hey, Peachy Systems are back up. One of our largest wine and liquor vendors this past week was attacked by virus on their computer system, and everything was down for a few days, which is also nerve-wracking when it's end of month. They're back up and running, so that's good news. Hey, fucking question hog. Well, you're the only one asking questions, so don't feel like that at all. I feel bad that I'm interrupting your exercise. I'm over here drinking and you're exercising. I'm going to jump to the rosé a couple minutes early, just because I like rosé better than I like Chardonnay. So if you're looking for more information on the Avant Chardonnay from Kendall Jackson, just let me know in the comments. I'll be happy to talk some more about it, or give you some information on the side. But for my own personal taste, if I'm going to enjoy happy hour, I'm going to move on to something other than Chardonnay. So there's a rosé of Pinot Noir. It's actually 2020 already. So just always remember, Southern Hemisphere has their seasons opposite us. So their 2020 vintage was picked already back in March of 2020. So they picked, February, March, maybe into April of 2020. So they're releasing already. They're ready to go on 2020s. You're not going to see 2020s from the Northern Hemisphere for maybe a few more months still. Soon, though. But again, so theirs have been out already, just because of the timing of the hemispheres. That's what really has allowed some of the great winemakers to go back and forth between the two You see a lot of California winemakers go to Argentina or Chile in our winter. They go down there, or vice versa, uh, to make the wine. It allows them to kind of spread out a little bit and use their talents in what typically was an off season for them in the past. All right, so this is the Antmore Signature Series Pinot Noir Rosé, again from Marlborough, same as that first wine that we had, and again 12.5%. So it's always interesting to me as far as New Zealand goes, because they grow typically Sauvignon Blanc and Pinot Noir, whereas in France, Pinot Noir and Chardonnay grow together. So a little different. Rosé of Pinot Noir, as far as that goes, yeah. So that's, I think they're just kind of capitalizing on the name. So a lot of people know Pinot Noir. So they're willing to make that leap into the rosé of that style. A lot of people think either rosé is sweet, or they have the white Zinfandel on the brain. Please, if you're really into white Zinfandel, I can find you something better. But if you really like sweet wine, we'll find a better sweet wine for you. But again, these people are the rosés that are putting rosé of Pinot Noir and all rosé of something, some sort of red grape. If you've got a rosé from Bordeaux, most likely it is a rosé of Cabernet or a rosé of Merlot. Not that they use a lot of it for that, but they do use a little for that. Most of that is wine that they're just kind of draining off from the regular Cabernet early on. So they'll drain that off early while it doesn't have too much, which leaves more skin contact for the rest of the wine to get even darker than it would normally have been, since they pulled some of that juice off. Yeah, that's a great color, right? We mentioned that today, that this really kind of stood out. Sometimes a rosé of Pinot Noir has almost kind of like a brown tinge to it. I don't know how else to say it. Just because it gets maybe a little too much of the red skin contact. Pinot Noir is a smaller berry, so there's a lot more skin. It's also difficult to grow, which always makes it interesting to me that they use it for rosé. So you're using a grape that's very hard to grow that people will pay a premium for red wine to make a rosé. Sometimes it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Again, I'm going to assume that's a winemaker pulling off some so that the rest of the wine looks more concentrated, but I don't know that for a fact. The light cherry watermelon, maybe a touch of strawberry in there. Mostly cherry watermelon, though. Bang, bang, bang. I don't know if you can hear the music in the background. I'm singing, and I'm not sure you can actually hear the music, but. So that has about, it's not sweet, it's fruity. Getting some good body on that one. I'm going to assume this is about 12.5% too. Did I mention that already? I don't think I did. 12.5, yep. So again, bright, fruity. Again, it's not in the storage yet. I think it'll be in sometime in April at this point. But I'm going to guess it's going to hit the shelf around $11 or $12.99. Light, refreshing, just a hang of acidity with a fairly long finish. Again, very cherry, maybe a little raspberry on the palate. Almost like that acidity that you get from a raspberry when you Bite into a raspberry. Yeah, good rosés. I'm slightly partial to Provence rosés, but I'm pretty happy with a rosé from just about anywhere if it's made well and it's not sweet. Of course, I'm partial to that whole corner of France as a whole. For those of you who actually follow me on a long-term basis, the Rhone Valley. If I could run away and hide somewhere, you'd find me up on a mountain in northern Rome somewhere. I'd probably have to learn how to speak French, though. I was watching a video the other day, and it was in French. And I was watching it at work while I was studying a little bit. And one of the staff members walked by, and they're like, "Oh, I didn't know you spoke French." I'm like, "Oh yeah, I'm like, it had subtitles. I don't know French. I'm reading the subtitles." But they believe me. They believe that I know French now. Just because I was watching a movie in French. I don't think that's a particularly good way to pick up a second language. But I think I would get by if I could just order some wine. I think I'd be perfectly fine. I'd figure out my way through living in France. All right. Right? Yeah. I'd like to be able to travel again soon. Although, I have a vacation booked. I'm not trying to tell the world, but here it is on YouTube. Anybody can see it. I also have friends in Costa Rica who say everything there is perfectly normal. Nothing's happening at all. I don't know. They're going out to eat in restaurants, normal, no masks. I may be traveling to Florida. Yep, that may be where I'm going. Away from here. The snow. This was not fun today or last night. Last night I was just using a broom. That snow was pretty light for the most part. To get down by the driveway on the end there. I guess it rained a little bit this afternoon and made it a little heavier. No, Fort Lauderdale, actually. My son lives in that area, so I'm going there for a week. If I can figure out how to go live from my phone, I'll broadcast from there. Oh, nice. I'm staying at the B Hotel on the beach for a couple days. And then I'll be visiting my son who lives closer to Boca Raton than Fort Lauderdale. So I'll drive up there, rent a car and drive up there, stay with him for a few days. Round trip flight, $50. Round trip. Cost me more than that to drive to work every day. Yeah, 50. Yes, 50. Yes. Spirit. You got to listen to the advertisements on Spirit. That's always the fun part. Nothing like advertising. You get extra miles if you sign up for their credit card or whatever. That's always an amusing trick, and somebody's got the winning seat, and it's like the bingo of airlines, but it's cheap. So good times. Yeah, I guess the airlines are really hurting right now. I mean, I know that's a budget airline, and but JetBlue is right in that same price range. Uh, Looks like they only fly to Fort Lauderdale once or twice a week, though. So I guess maybe that's why they're probably loading the bottom of the plane with Amazon products, and that's where they're really making their money. Would be my guess. Again, I do a lot of guessing in life. Here's looks like we got a couple more people came in. Let's say hello, people. Chat box on your far right. I gotta be signed in, I think, to see the chat box. I could be wrong. Yeah, that rosé was really good. You see, I finished that already. And we got some time left in our before I'm supposed to start the next one. See what happens. Might start it early again. I think it was a little better this week, a little more structure to the hour. We'll work on some more structure. I want to have structure, but I want to have fun too. So please, if you're watching and not commenting or let me know you're here. What otherwise? Oh, so well, if you came on time, you would know. So we had a Sauvignon Blanc from New Zealand, which is where we started from, right? Which was delicious. That was a highly recommend. Should be coming to my store about $9.99 a bottle. We had the Avant Chardonnay from Kendall Jackson. It's an unoaked Chardonnay. Not bad. Chardonnay is not my favorite overall wine, but for Chardonnay, it was actually very good. Again, it should be about $12.99, $13.99 on the shelf most places. Unoaked, so it doesn't have that vanilla-y, buttery popcorn kind of taste. And then I just did the rosé. The other wines in the background here. So these are getting ready for the next video. So this will be my next comparison video coming up. We'll be doing the Robert Mondavi. I gotta work on the lighting here still. But this is a Robert Mondavi Napa Valley wine. This is from their luxury line. And then this one over here is the Robert Mondavi Private Select Cabernet. That's an Aunt Moore rosé. Okay. ANT. His name's Anthony. Aunt Moore. He's the winemaker, and it's just named after him. So he did a lot of stuff down in New Zealand, but this is his own line here. All right. So again, next video will be comparing the luxury Napa Valley Robert Mondavi with the lifestyle line. That's what they call it. The lifestyle line Private Select. You haven't figured out the lifestyle wine is cheaper than the luxury. It's $8.99 versus $30. So we're going to do a comparison and see if it's worth the money to buy the luxury wine or not. That'll be our next video coming out soon, hopefully within the next day or so. And then this one's Capture. Let's see if I can get a good. There you go. You see how those looks like a mountain, but it's also supposed to look like a man and a woman kissing. All right, and it's called Capture. This is another Kendall Jackson brand. That one will probably have on Valentine's Day, maybe. All right. Now I'm going to move on to the Murphy Good Cabernet. And so this one should come. Well, I'll get a different look at my red wine glass. It's a tasting tip if you go to any of the big shows where they're doing wine tastings. Grab 2 glasses. They don't charge you by the glass. Carry one around for red wine, one around for white wine. Ditch them when you eat, and then start over with 2 new fresh ones. But always carry 2 glasses with you. Absolutely professional. So the aroma of this one I really enjoyed. So this is the Murphy Good. This is another from the line of Kendall Jackson Family Wines. It's had a really lovely aroma. It is blackberry and thyme. How's that for a description? Yeah, for Cabernet, it's definitely light. Absolutely. This is the tequila on the table behind me here. Yep. Delicious. Yeah, it might be moving a little faster as I get a little bit more of a buzz going on too throughout the night. Might be swirling it a little harder. But no, it is definitely a lighter body. Oh, I like this song. Can everybody hear this song? I like this. I don't know who this is, but I like it. I've been trying not to go off the deep end. We like to think of Cabernet as the king, after all. Classic red varietal, yada yada. Again, nonsense. Bursting with rich, vibrant aromas and flavors, with just the perfect touch of oak. Enjoy with full flavored dishes from filet mignon to grilled burgers. Filet mignon has no taste. I'm not sure, other than it's really tender and you're not going to choke to death on it. Filet mignon has no flavor. I don't know why people are in love with filet mignon or are willing to pay extra for that cut of meat. Have a ribeye. Ribeye has flavor. Tomahawk, anything with a bone in it. But not a filet mignon. Filet mignon is not worth the extra money. That little tiny piece they give you, a little round piece. Again, if you're not aware, so filet mignon is the back strap. So that's this piece here that runs down the middle of your back. All right. So that's on the cow. That's where the filet mignon comes from. They don't use that muscle very much. It's just kind of there. I mean, it holds their back straight, but cows aren't running around and they're not obviously not standing up on their hind legs, so they're not using that muscle very much. So it stays nice and tender, but it also doesn't have much fat in it, which is where really the flavor comes from. So, well, yeah, exactly. Protein without fat. I see a lot of women eating that piece of meat, but really it's not. Eat a half a ribeye and put the other half in the bag, take it home with you. In any case, this is very good. Good Cabernet. $12. Can't go wrong with that. Yeah, he's getting nervous talking about eating meat. I don't know if he's getting hungry or if he's getting scared that I'm going to eat him. I'm trying to fatten him up. Give him some bacon for breakfast this morning with me. Right? It has some bacon. We talked about the tequila. I might have a little pour of the tequila to finish up the night tonight. Finish up our snowed in happy hour. If you're not aware, New Jersey got I'd say anywhere between 8 and 14 inches of snow where I'm at. It's a little hard to judge with the wind blowing around out there, but decent amount of snow. It's really a nice Cabernet again for that price point. That would come in, if you watched my video on the Chateau Saint Michelle Cabernet, this would actually come in just under that. Be under the regular Kendall Jackson Cabernet as well. Honestly, I haven't tried the regular Kendall Jackson Cabernet in a long time. Maybe I should do a review on that one as well. You do a Murphy Good versus Kendall Jackson Cabernet. It's like $12.99 versus $15.99 from the same company. See how that goes. Be an interesting comparison. Medium tannins on there, by the way. Not overly. Yeah, not astringent at all. Fairly soft. The tannins aren't grippy like a lot of Cabernets in this price range. A lot of times you'll get Cabernets at the $10 to $12 price range where they just really bite your cheeks. The tannins do. It's not a pleasant, really, experience. People, I don't know why they're drinking those wines. You can always find you a better wine at a better price. That's one of the things I love to do. I have some great wines at very reasonable prices in the shop. If you're interested, you just gotta let me know. And if you're not near my store, I'll tell you where you can find them. I'll help you find them somewhere else. What are you doing back there? Nothing in that corner. So this room in my house, this was the twins' room at one point in time when they were babies. And they would lay here and they would stare up into this corner here for no particular reason. And I always swore that they were seeing a ghost. And the dog often sits here and stares at that same corner. So I don't know what dogs and babies have in common that they can see ghosts, but there's a ghost in this room. If you ever see it show up on camera, let me know. I think the previous owner killed himself in this room. That's the rumor. I don't know if that's true, but a little bit. So you're starting to see that. I guess there's another round going into effect. So there's been some slight increases in wine prices due to the tariffs. We're trying to figure out if the new administration is going to roll those back. 42 executive orders. That wasn't one of them. So we'll see how it goes. Nothing set in stone yet as far as rolling them back. Maybe slight price increases, but the the brands that are really personally taking advantage of that tariff, the Moet Hennessy's of the world, their prices have gone up. I don't think it's because they're bringing in uh, a lot of wine at that higher tariff or a lot of liquor at that higher tariff. I think they're just trying to take advantage and raise their price personally. But you are starting to see it a little bit. In some cases, those winemakers or the wineries or suppliers or distributors are just eating that increase. Uh, you're talking about, 25 to 60 cents on a bottle. A lot of places are just they were able to eat that for the short term. Again, hoping that the new administration will roll that back. Of course, it would be really nice if we would still force the European Union to play fair as far as it comes to the purchasing of airplanes, which is where this or jets, which is where the tariff rolled in to begin with. But that's a whole nother story. All right. It's got about 5 minutes left here on my happy hour. I hope everybody's enjoying themselves this evening. I am going to finish this night up with some key tequila. People always ask me how to say that. That's you can't see that, but that's QUI, tequila. The middle of the word tequila, QUI, key, tequila. So this key tequila, it's basically super premium tequila for a reasonable price. Usually extra anejos go for $100 and up. This is better than Casamigos. So that's a Blanco. So that's an they make. All right, so tequila. Real quick lesson: tequila, Blanco, Reposado, Anejo, extra Anejo. Sort of a newer category. This is 8 years, I think they've been making this now. Blanco, right out of the still, all made from agave. Blanco, right out of the still, put it in the bottle. It's white, clear, off it goes. Reposado, rested. That means they put it in a barrel for usually about 6 months, but less than a year. All right. Anejo, years. So Anejo is at least a year in a barrel, up to 2 if you're really getting a quality tequila that's been in a barrel. It goes up to 2 years. Gold, just a side note, gold means nothing. All right. Gold is food coloring. Don't buy a gold tequila. All right. Blanco, Reposado, Anejo. Don't buy gold. Garbage. Cuervo Gold. That's why you have a hangover the next day. You're drinking a whole bunch of food coloring. You're drinking chemicals. You got a hangover the next day. So this is an extra Anejo. So this is aged 3 years. So this should technically be even darker than a Reposado. However, after they've aged this tequila, they filter it. I want to say 9 times. I'm pretty sure that's the number. They filter it 9 times and then distill it again. So that's what takes the color back out. All those weird little distillates. No, the Elijah Craig is whiskey. That's a bourbon. So Elijah Craig was rumor has it, the first person to make bourbon here in America. Although in 1789? It says 1789 on the bottle. They have records showing that Elijah Craig was still on the ship on his way over here. So probably not, but he gets credit for it. And then, of course, don't forget there's mezcal. Last thing in the tequila category, that's where they smoke the agave before they start making the tequila. So this is a premium sipping tequila Again, in a lot of cases, extra anejos would go for $100 or more. This one's actually very reasonably priced. It's $49.99 on our shelf, and you really can just sip it. So lovely, like sort of like a vanilla aroma. They age this in Bordeaux barrels and Tennessee whiskey barrels. So it has both of those characteristics in there. Yeah, well, mezcal is really good, especially if you're maybe a Scotch drinker or a bourbon drinker. Mezcal is right up your alley. If you're a Stoli drinker, I don't know how you move to mezcal, but more power to you. Love when I can have inside jokes with people who are listening. We had some Italian wine jokes earlier, and now I'm having a Stoli joke. That's good. I like that. Yeah, I would imagine it was a really good margarita. We make margaritas with this as well. Super simple margarita, agave syrup. Which agave syrup has a lower sugar level. That's not the right word, not the word I'm looking for, but glycemic index. There you go. Fancy. That's a big word for sugar level. And then the squeeze of lime, and that's it. That's all you need with this. It makes a great little margarita, but personally, I can just sip it straight, no problem. See, there's nothing. I just learned the word for the burn that you're supposed to have with tequila, and this has almost none. So, no, that's not right. I'll have to find out. Converted to Tito's. What? How did you make that move? Yeah, margarita is always better with fresh juice. Please, again, if you're coming into people come into my store all the time for margarita mix. I'm happy to sell it to you, but please go buy fresh juice. It's so much better. I know it's a pain. I get it, but just way better. Lime juice, lemon juice. You can squeeze some orange juice in there. You want to squeeze a little grapefruit juice in there to give it a different kick. All great choices. Use the agave syrup. Agave syrup from Costco is like $7 for a giant bottle. Way cheaper than any other syrup out there, and it's not straight sugar. It's not the white sugar. Much better for you. Ooh, finest call lime juice. So I actually had when I worked at the Fromagerie in Rumson, more than a few years back, I guess at this point, and we actually had I had a couple that would come in, and they would bring their own roses lime because we wouldn't carry it at the bar. We used fresh lime, fresh squeezed lime juice for everything, and they actually preferred the roses, so they would bring their own bottle of roses to use for the night, and then take it home with them when they left. I don't know. I got nothing for that one. All right. Well, we're actually going over an hour here at this point. So I think I'm going to enjoy the rest of my tequila offline. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I hope you heart your wine as much as I do, or your tequila, or whatever you're enjoying drinking at this point in time. Stay warm, stay safe. Don't hurt yourself out there shoveling. And we'll see you again soon. All right. Again, thank you. Have a great night.